My Lore Part 3. So at this point, Braylon just left and I'm calling his phone because where the fuck are you at? Why is you not answering the phone? I end up falling asleep. He never comes back. I thought maybe he done went and left me for the girl to use his friend as an excuse. Like, I didn't know. But I did hear his friend call. But they're sneaky. His friend is very sneaky. I've caught them in a lot of shit. So for me, I'm like, oh, he must have went and went with her. Yeah. Woke up the next morning on Twitter. And somebody says, damn, that nigga Braylon killed somebody. I'm like, what? I'm blowing his phone down. I start calling his mama, nobody answering. I wait probably another hour. I go to the inmate, look up, and there he is, first-degree murder. I was like, wait, what? So at this point, I see the mugshot and I'm looking on the news. I'm on the news trying to see what happened. And it's like 5 arrested in a home invasion and 1 person pronounced dead. What? And my thing is, like, anybody who knows Braylon knows that he is not that type of person. So I'm like, there has to be some type of misunderstanding, like, what is going on? So as I get on the phone with his mom, she confirms that he's in jail, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I was in shock, y'all. So from here, whatever, we wait till he gets his first court date, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, what did you go do? And of course, he can't really talk to me because he's on jail phones, and he's just like, I fucked up, but it's not even all me. Like, I didn't do what they're saying I did. I'm like, I know you didn't, because you was with me. Like, what is you saying, you know? So it's time for, like, he can do visitations, right? And for me, I get in my little beat up old Kia, put Prince in the back seat, and I pull up. When I pull up, his mom and his whole family pull up in his Escalade, all his family in it, but they got my op with them, the Tanisha bitch. So I'm in a depression, carrying my baby, overweight, and just, you know, like depressed, like what the fuck. But then I pull up and you got this bitch with you, this bitch that been around for 2 months and I've been around for years. Like, what? So it's like his mom didn't even really say much anything to me. Like, she was like, oh, how's the baby? Girl, we good now. But at that point, I'm looking at her sideways, like, you really brought this bitch that just started dating your son. Oh, you get what I'm saying? The family should have came along. Yeah, well, Tanisha didn't last past motherfucking 2 months, okay? And that was my point. I was like, Braylon, you having this bitch come up here? Is you asking this bitch to come up here? And he's like, well, you know, that's okay, cool. So for me, I kept going until it was too much for me emotionally. And my mom was like, Courtney, stop fucking going up there with them people. Because my mom would see me crying and upset and not understanding, like, his family was isolating me, but letting this new bitch push up with them, like, as if she's a part of the family. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I was just like, my mama saw me crying. She saw me hurt. She said, stop going. And I called Braylon and I said, I'm not coming no more unless she stops coming. And at that point, it was, well, she's coming with my family, and that's, you know, who my mom's bringing. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I stopped going. So at this point, I just stopped showing up to court, like, as a whole. And that reason was because I was tired of pulling up, holding my damn baby in my hand, crying every time that I saw him and his mama with this bitch, okay? So from there, you know, the next time I went to court was when he got sentenced, and I'm yelling at him like, no, don't take no fucking deal. And they're like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And I'm just telling him like, no, please don't. And, you know, one main person out of the 5 of them got life, and the rest of them got 40 years at a certain percentage. To this day, I still talk to Braylon. We talk like every probably week at least, just catching up. I do get sad because it's just like, wow, I know my life would be so much different. I'm supposed to be married with a boyfriend that plays for the Lakers, living in California, being a mom of probably 3. But right now I'm exposed to this ghetto ass shit, which takes me to the next part. So when Braylon ended up going over to jail, whatever, I started gaining weight, eating, focusing on school, and I ran into my ex-fiance. I went to church, and this is when I was in hair school. I had a friend in hair school named Danya. Hi, Danya. And she was like, come to church with me. And I was like, okay, cool. Went to church with her, and I ran into this guy, and he had just really liked me. And this is when I was like plus size, and I was like, oh, like, this was the first guy that had, like, you know, given me any type of like real attention since Braylon, where I really like felt like, okay, I can make something with this. Met him at church, went out to eat with him and his whole family, and we were together for probably like a year and a half. And then he was a bigger dude, I was a bigger girl, and we ate together 24/7. All we did was eat, okay? We was two fat people in a relationship, okay? So life started going kind of rough for him, and we were asleep one night. We had just had the best sex ever, like baby oil sex. I know, don't picture that. Don't picture 2+ size people having baby oil sex, but it was great. It was crazy. Y'all, phone ringing in my ear. Phone keep on ringing in my ear. I'm thinking it's mine, so I'm silencing. I pick it up, I silence it. Who the fuck is Lindsay? It was a bitch that he had dated before, calling him on Facebook Messenger. So I go look at the messages, and I see where she had just left his house the day before me, and they had fucked. Oh baby, I tore that house to pieces. Wake up! Everybody wake up. Start tweaking, okay? I'm throwing shit, I'm tweaking, wake up, I'm crying. You know when you crying, tweaking? Yeah, I was doing that. And I literally called Danya. I was like, Danya, come get me. I was crying so bad, I couldn't even drive myself home. She had to drive me home. So then, you know what? I let a couple months go by. I said, you know what? I want to change my life. So I went and got a job as a bartender at this club called The Alley, okay? They were like, yeah, we can hire you as a waitress, but I was still too big to be a bartender. So I had made friends with this girl. Y'all know her as Emily. I'm not gonna say her name. Me and Emily became friends. We started chilling. Okay, cool. So Emily was like, I want to move to Atlanta. I was like, I want to move to Atlanta too. Little did I know that Emily was really trying to move to Atlanta because her ex was on the run for some other shit or whatever, right? So for me, I was just like, yeah, let's go. Okay, I literally packed my apartment up, put my shit in storage, and we got in a car and drove to Atlanta. When I first got to Atlanta, I got a job at Longhorn, a Longhorn Steakhouse. And I couldn't learn all the motherfucking steaks. I couldn't learn all the steaks. I wasn't making more than $60 a night. And, you know, my roommate, Emily, we had been sharing Airbnb rooms. Not the whole Airbnb, but a room inside of somebody's house we had been sharing. And she had decided to go with her man, leaving me high and dry. So I had ended up getting another job at a cigar bar. When I got this job at the cigar bar, the chef who was in there was a female. She found out that I was homeless, and she was like, hey, you can come stay with us. We have an extra room, pay us $500 a month, and you can stay with us. And I did. I went over there, paid them $500 a month, and she would take me to work every day. I wouldn't have to waste gas and, you know, do all the extra stuff, whatever. And that worked. And then V-Live was hiring for hookah girls. So I said, oh, I'm gonna go. I went to V-Live. Country King hired me as a hookah girl, but I didn't smoke hookah. Okay, how the fuck you be a hookah girl and don't smoke hookah? I worked there probably like a week or two. And then this customer asked me to pull her hookah, and I was like, oh babe, I don't smoke hookah. This bitch went snitched on me, and they fired me. They was like, you can't be a hookah girl and not smoke hookah. So now I'm back at the cigar bar, okay? So this one girl that I knew from Tennessee had moved to Atlanta, and she was a stripper, and she made it look good, okay? Designer, everything, driving in her little car. She had a little 2-door Infiniti. She was zooming through the city like she was that girl, right? She was like, hey girl, you can come stay with me if you need to. You don't gotta pay anything, I got you. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go over, I start staying with her, and she has a boyfriend, okay? This boyfriend ended up being her pimp. How did I find out this was her pimp? Because one day she came home, gave me her key, said, gorgeous, go take my car and go drive for a little bit. I'm like, okay. She's calling me with the pimp. He like, bring her motherfucking car back here right now. I know that money in the car. I'm like, what? She's like, gorgeous, don't come back. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? So me, I stay gone for like another hour, then I finally come back. I come back, he's gone. She was like, yeah, he be trying to take my money. I'm done with that shit. I'm not his bottom bitch no more. I'm like, wait, what? Bottom bitch? What's going on? Yo, why the nigga came back, came in the house, start arguing with her. Now I'm getting yelled at. I don't even got